Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am your host, Nessie, the captain of this ship. And today, we are continuing our escapades in House Sanguinis. I hope everyone has enjoyed their week. I hope everyone has had fun this week. I know I have. It's been kind of a chill week for me, and I've needed the nice respite. Of course, our lovely players are here to have a respite also. Or so they hope. Anyways, I'm going to come and bring all of them in as we enjoy today's campaign with the title of A Long Needed Break. We have finally hit the 1/3 mark of this campaign, hopefully. I hope to amount myself to somewhere near the hundreds. That's at least the hope. My players may not want that, but we will see. Anyway, let me bring everyone in. Hello,
Nessie.
everyone.
Hi, Nessie.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola,
Good
¿cómo
morning,
está?
Yeah.
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien.
Mm.
Today's been a good day. I hope all of you have had a good day.
Been all right. Been all right.
It's an
Can't
okay
really
day.
complain.
That is the hope. Anyways, anyone able to give me a light little recap of what happened last session?
Genuinely do not remember what happened last session.
I'm so glad that I can leave such a mark.
Yeah, I don't think you were central to the action.
So Violet and myself had a little bit of a fight in which
Yes.
Violet's out of control magic may have ended up being used.
Yes.
And that's when sort of the party started to split off. I guess I'll cover my events and I'll let someone else cover the more group events.
Because you got some interesting information over the week.
I did. But I have not shared any of it. Well, I've shared some of it. I haven't shared any of the juicy details with the other.
Of course, of
So
course.
I ended up taking Jonathan back to the warehouse. And then I ended up leaving further and taking Chloe to meet up with
Bless you.
Anwin at the old White Hood family home. We had a bit of a conversation with Anwin, but Anwin wasn't really saying much. She was doing that thing where she just kind of deflects the questions. But she did reiterate that the location of a diary, which, after heading to Club Euphoria and making peace with Violet over the topic we argued over, I then willingly took on a level of exhaustion to read. And after the session ended, I also realized that's taken I don't have my spell slots either, because I used a lot of my spell slots in that fight.
So not only are you disadvantaged to skills right now, you have no spell slots.
I have a couple like low level spell slots,
but keep
Stick to the people that have their spell slots left.
I have most of my spell
Yeah.
slots.
I hope you don't need
Well, I
healing
think-
this session.
I think we got a long rest, so well, I know you stayed up to read the diary, but the rest of us should have our spell slots back, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Does anybody have healing spells?
That means
I do.
also
I have some.
potentially Zeta, you don't get a level up.
Well, I've already applied it, so
I'll allow it, but you do not get any of the spell slots. So keep that in mind.
You check from the last slot you put in.
Is it still a long rest if you're like completely drunk? Like, is that a rest? Or...
So here,
fell asleep
You know how
after
you
it,
can
didn't you?
long rest in Baldur's Gate 3 when you only select alcohol?
Yeah, but you get
you get a debuff. So,
Level of exhaustion.
exactly. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Our hunters are on top form today.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
Should I roll for Christian while I'm at it?
Mm-hmm. I'll roll for Valerie.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because I had to do I did
Tricky.
this for Tony and for
9.
Pika. Ooh.
What did you
And
do
what
for
about
me? I can't remember.
Christian? Christian rolled a 13, so maybe.
I'm
you
gonna make
handle
this
that.
public. I'm also gonna roll. Well, though you three were the only ones who drank.
Drunk. Yes.
Who drunk?
Ramp.
Who got drunk?
So
Yeah, we drunk.
the fun bit about that, who was the 9 for? For you, okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So, after the conclusion of last session, you all decided to go back to Club Euphoria for some well-needed rest. As I stated, the next few sessions will be for you guys to not only plan, but to gather up supplies and get the well-needed rest you need for the upcoming adventure into the Feydark, where you hope to confront Kaname and take her head.
Yes.
Off with her head,
with her
as one
Yeah.
may say. Jay
Yeah.
felt the
Oh,
same.
I'm going to be living up to my heritage.
Yes. So, we will go from room to room. I say, with the majority of the group, let's start with lovely Miss Chiara. Chiara, you don't remember much of the previous night, being exhausted from everything that had happened. As you begin to wake up, you hear a knock at your door.
Give me a second to open it up. She will go and open the door.
As you open the door, though, you notice that no one is outside of it. However, you see a small little note on the ground.
She will take the note and open the contents of the note. Not open. She'll take a look at the note.
As you open the note, you see a bunch of little sparkles come out, and you see a letter written in a familiar handwriting that you have seen prior to all of this. You see the writing of... Where is it? I gotta pull up the letter, of course. Where the fuck? You see the lovely writing of Wesley, and it says, "Meet me outside Club Euphoria at noon today. I have something for you."
She'll just only enjoy a little bit of the sparkles before taking the note and pocketing it. What time is it right now?
It's around 8 a.m.
So she's got time?
Yep. You got about 4 hours.
Then she was gonna take a big stretch and then head over to probably where she could get breakfast.
Okay. You know that there is a breakfast hall downstairs on the first level, and you know that they typically start selling breakfast around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you-
She's probably gonna.
You head down there?
Yeah.
As you head down the hall, do you knock on anyone's doors?
She probably might go to each teammate if they're awake.
Okay. You have no idea if they're awake or not.
Then she's
As
probably gonna.
All the doors are closed.
She knows where everyone else is sleeping, right?
Yes, you were kind of the last one to follow everyone into their rooms. You know next door to you is Owen as you followed him into the room, and you know at the end of the hall from you is Neraina and Silric, and you believe that the next room over is Violet and Caleb. However, you saw them leave the original room first, and you don't know which room they may be in. You can only assume.
Okay. She's gonna. For each door she remembers that each person went in, she's gonna knock in the door at each door.
Okay. So you head to the first room and you knock. Owen, you have been sitting and reading this diary all night long. Gaining
Yes,
a
I have.
level of exhaustion, you have learned a lot from this diary. A lot of what happened that you didn't realize had happened. However, as you're rereading it over and over and over again, you hear a knock on your door.
I will close the diary, like completely close it, and then flip it over so the back cover's showing, not the title.
Okay.
And then I will go and answer the door, and Chiara sees that Owen is very clearly exhausted.
Whoa.
Chiara, what time is it?
8 a.m. Time for breakfast. You have not been sleeping. I can see those bag eyes on your eyes.
Paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork from that raid on the warehouse we did.
You sure you're okay, my dude? That's gotta be a lot of paperwork if they had to take the entire day.
Owen, roll me a deception check against
Yeah,
Chiara's
you-
insight.
Do I have to roll anything to see if I can catch it?
Roll insight.
Deception.
Let's see if you can
+1.
actually deceive Chiara. of
My
all people.
deception is not high.
Oh no.
Is
Oh
it only
no.
+1?
Let's see what's my insight check.
I rolled a
a-
3.
Unless I roll
You
nat
can't-
1.
I think only a nat 1 will cause this to fail.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about that. I don't think
Chiara,
it's deep.
you look at Owen kind of up and down. He seems ragged, like he hasn't slept all night. However, when he says that he's been working on paperwork, something seems off about it. He is clearly lying about what he was working on. When you look past him, you see no one else in the room. Not even Chloe is in there. He looks to have spent the night by himself. The lights are off. Even the
I would
window
have needed
cover.
lights on to read. I would have needed
Well,
lights
okay,
on to read.
You see the light on the desk, and that's it. However, the blinds are even closed in the room. He seems to have been possibly reading something or doing something at the table desk area in his room.
This is the face. I'm going to post the reaction to Chiara right now as he says this. Which is like, you can see the doubt in her face as you say that, and just staring at Owen. You can't bullshit her.
It's fun.
JH.
JH.
He could have been reading anything, you don't know. However, you do not see a stack of papers on the desk. Where did you leave the book, Owen?
I left it on the desk, but
Okay.
like, face down so the title isn't showing.
Okay. Chiara, roll me a perception check.
Perception, right?
Yep.
You need to take a quick look at something. Yep.
Pardon me.
Oof. You look behind him, kind of where the desk is. You don't really see anything of note. However, you do notice that there are no papers there. Like, you would assume if he was doing paperwork, there would be a pile of paperwork, especially if he's as tired as he is.
Owen, you're a terrible liar. But I will ignore it because I am a good friend. But please get some rest for next time. Because I'm here to invite everyone to go and eat.
I could probably do with some food. I'll be down in a moment.
Please. And then once we eat, go back to bed. You need to sleep. No ifs or buts or coconuts.
I've never heard that one before.
Ifs, buts, or coconuts. It's ifs, ands, or coconuts.
It's ifs, ands, or buts, Nessie.
It could go either or!
Then
It's
why
no
are you
cuts, no buts.
objecting?
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe we're having this conversation out of
Either
here.
way.
We've had a million others. Why not this one?
Anyways. Chiara, you look at Owen, shake your head. Do you continue to walk down the, what is this called?
Hallway?
Hallway, thank
Hallway.
you.
You're welcome.
Do you continue to walk down the hallway?
Yeah, she'll continue to walk in the hall. And she'll continue, well, wait, hold on. She'll continue to, yes, she'll continue to walk over, but then point at, like, Owen to say, remember, eat, then sleep.
Maybe.
No, maybe. Sleep.
Mama Bear Chiara.
I love that Chiara's trying to be the voice of reason right now.
Dude, she's
Yeah,
like, she
Jonathan and
woke
myself,
up to
Chiara's
see
the
this
oldest
man
person
in
in this
Baghdad be like, I did paperwork and lie to her face. She's going to be mad. She's going to be slightly mad.
She's an angry
yeah.
little halfling.
You just see an angry little chipmunk.
So, Chiara, you leave Owen after giving him a firm scolding to the next room. You head to this door and you knock. However, Neraina and Silric, after this extremely long week, it feels as if neither of you have been able to actually get a good night's rest. You remember coming into the room, kicking off your boots, and laying your head firmly on the pillow and falling right to sleep. You had dreams of everything that had happened, the fear of possibly losing your connection to anything, the fear of possibly losing your father, the questions you have as what part your mother has to play, the questions of can you survive after everything that has happened. The light coming through the window falls on the both of you. You feel the soft rising and falling of Silric's breath as you lay on top of him, cuddling close. And then all of a sudden, you are rudely awoken by a really loud knock at your door.
I think that would kind of startle Neraina, so she accidentally kind of shoves Silric, like, what the
He kind of startles along with you, being spooked, and you see him grab his sword on the side of the bed as you hear another set of knocks at the door.
weapons? I'll go see what it is. I doubt it's anyone trying to kill us, I hope.
You just see him place his sword down and just fall flat back on the bed, groaning.
Neraina kind of pulls herself up and walks to the door, rubbing her eyes, and opens it, continuing to just kind of scrub at her face. Oh, hi, Chiara. What's up?
It's breakfast time. I was hoping to gather everyone.
Oh,
She's gonna check to see if she was also because seeing how Owen didn't get to sleep, she's like trying to check now if everyone did have a decent sleep.
I think if it looks like you could probably be able to tell that she slept, but it wasn't. It was enough to get the rest she needed, but it wasn't restful, if that makes sense.
Did you sleep
Like when you
well?
have to wake up for
No,
work
I
in
did
the
not,
morning.
Chiara. I really did not. But I slept, and that's what matters. Look, can you... look, I'm... Sorry, what were you going to say?
Did I wake you up?
Yes. Yes, you did. I'm sorry, but you did.
Sorry. I was hoping to like get everyone for some breakfast, you know.
And I'm sure I will absolutely be down for breakfast. Kind of peeks over her shoulder and looks at Silric, and I should be able to have him up for breakfast, maybe, but we need a few minutes.
Got it.
And she'll just
She
kind
just
of
gives.
she'll grin at Chiara and be like, "Oh, we'll see you in a bit then."
See ya.
Okay. And Neraina's gonna close the door and kind of wander back towards the bed and flop back down on it next to Silric. Just why?
Why is she like that?
Like I won't lie. I can be that cheerful in the morning, but today is not that day.
How does she have that much energy is my question. She is half your size. Half.
That might explain it. It's more contained. I don't know. And she's gonna kind of roll over and kind of put her head on Silric's shoulder and just go, "Did you at least sleep well? Because I didn't. I'm hoping you did."
I think I got hours of sleep, but you kept tossing and turning, which is fine.
It's really not. You need your sleep too.
After the past few weeks that we've had, this is the best sleep I think I've gotten.
I mean, I can find a different bed if you need me to, so I don't kick you awake,
Never.
apparently.
Never.
Small blush.
Okay. Chiara wants us for breakfast.
Yeah, she does. Which I can understand. We all kind of need to regroup, but I was hoping to just have a little bit of a lie-in, you know?
We can always take a nap later.
I'd like that, but we need to have a conversation later, but after breakfast, because I don't think I can do it on an empty stomach.
I don't think I can have any conversations without any sort of food in my stomach.
Alright, then. And Neraina's gonna sit back up, kind of lean over, give him a quick good morning kiss, and then start putting on her, all her stuff, and just go, shall we get this over with?
Sure. He'll do the same thing and just kind of he'll attach his sword to his side and just shake his head. Remind me to lock Chiara's door so she can't get out, so we can sleep in.
I think Neraina is going to laugh a little and then kind of wrap her arms around him in a big hug and just go, as much as I love the idea, it's not the best one. I think she would find a way to escape.
And you'll be right. You'll be right.
Anyways, from there, Chiara, you head down the hallway. I would like you to make me an investigation check.
An investigation check. What does that... Oh, man. I only have a 0 on that. Yikes.
Oof.
Oof.
Only a 3.
You have no idea where the rest of your group is. You know possibly they are on this floor. However, besides Owen, Silric, and Neraina, you have no idea where the rest of the group is.
I'm like contemplating if she should try to guess or not.
Okay, wouldn't it be a history check or not an investigation check?
So, Chiara, what do you choose to do?
I guess she might try to knock on a random door.
Okay, which door do you choose to knock on?
Maybe in the one in the very far corner.
This one?
This one, right? Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Because she recalled we gathered in that room, right?
Yes, originally.
Yeah. So she's gonna try to see if there was anyone in the room.
Okay, so you head down the hallway and you knock on this door. You hear nothing for a bit until you knock a second time. And then after a few minutes, you hear a little bit of shuffling and the door opens. Hello? Can I help you?
Oh. Sorry, wrong door.
Do you just shut the door?
Yeah.
Okay. You shut the door in the woman's face.
Isn't she the one that opened the door in the first place?
You reach in and pull the door
you
closed.
reached in and pulled it closed.
Chiara's gonna be like, okay, I think that's enough of trying to make guess bleh. Guessing for one day, I think I should go.
Do you choose to go downstairs?
Yeah, she's not gonna make a guess this time. She's already disturbed.
You head downstairs to go get breakfast. However, next room. Violet and Caleb and Tanwin. Violet, after a while, and Astra, but Astra's a small NPC. Actually,
NPC with a big presence.
Tanwin, roll me a 1d100.
All right. 37.
37. As you sleep, you don't dream. At least you don't remember your dream. However, as you lay there in this chair, kind of curled up underneath this blanket, you start to feel the room go cold. It feels as if, you know that feeling of when like air hits the back of your neck and all the hairs stand up? That sort of feeling creeps over you. As you kind of startle awake, still kind of drowsy, you see the breath come out of your mouth, almost like it's like 5 degrees outside. It feels cold in the room.
Is there like a heating element or a radiator in the room?
You don't notice any of that.
There's a cat.
However, when you look around the room, you see light coming out of the window, and you see both Violet, Caleb, and the cat sleeping all together in kind of like, you can see Violet kind of sleeping on Caleb's chest, and both of them seem perfectly fine. They don't seem to be shivering.
Weird. I think I'll head to the window for a moment and just look outside.
Okay. Are you doing this stealthily, or are you just kind of flying over there?
Does my flying make perceptible noise?
Again, are you just flying, or are you doing this stealthily?
Shouldn't matter. If they're asleep and I fly, there should be nothing. If I'm not making any noise, there's nothing to wake them up.
Tony.
Say yes, stealthily.
Stealthily, roll me stealth. And I'm going to need perception checks from both Violet and Caleb.
I failed them intentionally because they're trying to sleep.
No. You said perception, right?
Correct.
Oops.
Oof.
15.
Okay.
And... $17.
Okay. So, Tan, when you fly over to the window and you land, and you're trying to be quiet due to people still sleeping in the room. However, as you kind of fly over, you make enough of a noise where, Violet, you kind of start to stir awake. Caleb also starts to stir, and you feel him stretch underneath you and just kind of move his back a little. Good morning.
It's certainly morning.
You two aren't cold. See, you two aren't cold.
No, I'm sleeping next to a radiator and a furball.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm happy for it. And she's gonna like kind of hold him tighter, not letting him get up.
My corner of this room is startlingly frigid.
Are you under an AC vent?
I wish to perceive.
Roll me a perception check then.
I have a plus in that.
As you look around the room, it's a fairly old building, and it doesn't have a lot of the more futuristic items like most other hotels would. It doesn't seem to have any sort of air units.
No, it doesn't look like there's any of those vents in this room. Weird.
Probably just a low body temperature from you being so small.
If my body temperature caused my breath to bust in front of me, I think we'd have bigger issues on my. I think I'd have bigger issues on my plate.
And at that, she's gonna kind of look at him with a raised eyebrow, like, the fuck?
Yeah, just the wrap. Not sure how.
Violet, as you look at him, as he speaks, there is no breath in front of his face.
Let's see, am I still perceiving frosty breath at this moment?
You are.
I don't see any frosty breath, Tanwin.
Violet, do you sense anything non-standard about me right now?
Do I?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. $14.
Nope, he seems pretty normal.
You seem pretty normal to me. Unless,
course.
Caleb, are you seeing something I'm not?
Nope. He seems pretty normal to me.
I don't know what to tell you, Tanwin. I'm sorry.
We just went mad.
Everyone in the room, roll me a perception check.
Me included?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nat 1.
Ouch.
Busy
Big ouch.
snuggling Caleb.
Oh,
Yes, radiator. Uh, 16 for Caleb.
Okay. So we have what? A 17, a 2, and a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Tanwin, when you look at Astra, her eyes are narrowed upon you. And her tail is flicking as if she's annoyed.
Oh.
You watch as Caleb pets her head and kind of shushes her, like, and Caleb just says, "Come on, Astra. Tanwin is just a normal pixie. There's nothing up."
Does that stop Astra, or is Astra still on edge?
With your 17, her tail is kind of flicking, but like she's annoyed. but she's not like what you would perceive as glaring at her or at you.
Is she
Even
seeing us?
after Caleb's reassurance, Astra is still looking at me.
Violet, Astra kind of comes up to you and curls up on your lap.
She will kind of scratch behind her ears. What's gotten into her?
She just kind of purrs in your lap. You know what? Let's go get breakfast. I'm hungry. I'm tired of this.
I think that I need to go talk to my dad first. I gotta ask him about something.
You want me to come with you?
Do you feel like dealing with glares from my mother and my father?
Not really. I'll take the Pixie and we can go get breakfast.
Alright, save something for me, yeah?
Of course.
Alright.
So, Tanwin, do you choose to go with Caleb?
Might as well. Need some food.
Okay. So the group of you start to head towards the door. However, next room. Jonathan, with a 9. You start to wake up as you feel the light hit your face from the window. It feels like a giant poker, like fire hot red poker is poking you in the face.
There's an obvious solution to this. It's called turning over and going back to sleep.
Do you choose to do that?
Yes.
You slightly turn over and you see Valerie kind of cat-a-corner from you, like now you're actually facing her, and she is also sleeping in the bed. You are slightly hanging off of it, so like if you bring your knees up, you would be fully back on it. She is also on, like, more towards the top of the bed, sleeping very soundly.
Time to go back to sleep.
You head...
The hangover is obviously not gone yet, so...
With a 9, even if you do go back to sleep, it is not a restful sleep. You will receive 1 level of exhaustion.
It's not the point. As long as he wakes up without the hangover,
He
goal
is
has been achieved.
fine. So, you head back to sleep slowly. In the last room, Caro, with everything that had happened, it was hard for you to fall asleep. The conversations you had had throughout the last day just kept playing over and over and over in your mind. That deal you made with Apernath, the treacheries that you may have to go through the next few weeks to get to your end goal. You finally do find sleep as you fall asleep next to Vi, waking up in each other's arms. You feel the bright light hit your face as you begin to wake up slowly next to her. Both of you kind of waking up slowly, well rested. You have the morning to yourselves.
All right. Well, I need some food.
I agree. Vi says,
Ooh.
kind of flipping her feet over the side of the bed and putting on her shoes. I think we need breakfast before anything else needs to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
She walks out with you. As you head down the hall together, you stop by this door and you hear some stumbling happen inside and a slight ow. And you hear Ian's voice come from inside. Maybe if you didn't get so drunk, you wouldn't have fallen flat on your face like you did.
Sounds like he's dealing with the consequences of his actions.
I think so.
Not our problem.
I agree. So the two of you head down the hallway. As you get to about here, you watch as two doors begin to open. You watch as the three people from this room, you see Violet, Caleb, and Astra and Tanwin head out one door. And you see Neraina and Silric head out the back door. Owen, when do you choose to go down and get breakfast? Do you continue reading upstairs, or do you choose to go back down to get breakfast right away? Or do you choose to lay down and sleep? Or do you have any other ideas of what you might choose to do? Owen? Zeta?
Oi, Zeetzoot, where you at?
Napkin
Zeta?
Number.
Zeta.
Did Zeta fall asleep on us, actually?
The Zeta
I
might
don't-
have fallen
Did
asleep.
he actually
I don't
fall
know if he
asleep?
fell asleep or if he stepped away to get water.
We call him British. See what?
Hey, Zeta, you British fuck.
Oh my god.
You're ballsy.
Whoa.
Oh,
man.
Zeta has been marked as offline by Discord.
Unless
That
he's
doesn't
having-
mean shit.
He's
Oh,
still
shit.
in the call.
Yeah.
Unless
Did-
he's having
did-
computer problems.
As he often does. I will let him decide that. However, when you round the corner, Caro, you see the group of everyone start to head out.
Morning.
Morning.
just gonna get away from Violet because she's still clinging onto Caleb.
Silric kind of pokes his head around, heading to breakfast. At Chiara's orders.
Not on orders. I'm just hungry.
I will be down with you guys in a bit. I've got to talk to my parents about some things.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
So the group downstairs, or the group of you that choose to go downstairs, you all kind of huddle up, heading down. I can get all of you together. Oop. Happy. Pasty. They all head downstairs, and Violet, you are left to your own devices.
Alright. I dropped speak with animals, so I cannot speak to the cat, which is unfortunate.
You watch her
But I
kind
will,
of head
however.
downstairs with the rest of the group.
Of course, she's gonna go where the food is.
Of course.
Alright. In that case, she's just going to watch the cat. And then, once she's out of sight, she's gonna go and knock on her parents' room.
You knock on the door and you hear a little bit of shuffling, and you see the door open and you see your father has opened it.
Morning, Dad. And then she's gonna give him a hug.
He hugs you back. Good morning, Violet. Do you need something?
Yeah, I do. Couple of things, actually. Can I come in?
Of course, of course. He kind of backs up and sits on the bed to allow you to come inside.
She'll follow him in.
Okay. You head in. Do you close the door behind you?
Yes.
Okay. You close the door behind you. You see your mother is kind of sitting at the fireplace, just kind of sitting there reading something, and she turns around to look at you. Oh, Violet, good morning.
She's gonna wave. Morning, Mom.
She, of course, beckons you over.
She'll go over.
As you head over, she'll kind of reach up and give you a tight hug.
You and Dad sleep okay?
I would say so. We had an interesting person, come knock on our door this morning. One of your friends, I believe it was Chiara, I think her name was.
Makes sense. She might have been looking for everybody.
I see.
Yeah, they're all going down to breakfast.
Ah,
On her orders.
of course, of course. Must have a healthy breakfast. It is good to have a healthy breakfast, dear.
Honestly, the only thing I need right now is coffee. I'm exhausted.
Well, I assume that they would have it downstairs also.
There's actually something. Well, I need to ask you both a couple of things.
Of course.
Well, this question is more geared towards Dad. Dad, I think I need to learn how to shoot a gun.
He kind of looks at you odd, his eyebrows kind of raised for a second, and then they kind of furrow. Why, if I may ask?
Well, I'm not... I'm not exactly sure how often I can rely on my magic if we are going up against powerful people, and I don't care who you are, bullets hurt.
Yes, they do.
And she's gonna, pull her knife out. This thing isn't exactly gonna do me any good at a distance unless I throw it. And I don't feel like losing this.
Dear... I hate to point this out, but it takes a lot of responsibility to not only own and take care of a gun, but to shoot it as well.
Who better to teach me about it than my own dad?
I don't know if I am as qualified as you think I am. I haven't been an active hunter, well, since pretty much right after you were born. I do speaking and essentially various things for the Hunter Society, but I don't use necessarily a gun for it. I want you to understand that a lot of times actions have consequences when it comes down to stuff like this. I don't want to end up deluding you and at the end of the day hurting you. And it's not that I am saying no, because I'm not. I just think there are people who are better qualified than little old me. You have a lot of friends that you can talk to, if you catch what I mean. You should probably ask them first.
She's gonna just, look at him for a second, and then say, alright.
I don't want to disappoint you, dear.
Dad, the only way that you can, there are very few ways that you could possibly disappoint me, and saying that you are not comfortable teaching me how to shoot a gun is not one of them.
He just kind of shakes his head. So much has happened.
You're telling me.
Well, is there any other questions I can answer for my lovely daughter?
I'm not sure, unless you know the history of this thing, and she's gonna point to her pin. I know that, it was passed down through, well, mom's side of the family specifically, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, what significance it had, because I don't really know many people who have an arcane focus that gets passed down through the family. Unless I'm misinformed.
You are a little, dear. Your mother starts to speak up. You know there are different types of magical beings, right?
Yes.
There are...
She's just gonna kind of look at her like, huh?
There are people who learn magic by, say, learning, i.e. the Mages Guild. A lot of them use books to essentially learn how to harness the magical essence within them. Other times, you may have people who, say, worship a god, and that can branch off in various other ways. There are people who have more strength, who have more healing prowess, while others may make a deal with a god, a devil, or even a high fae being. Those are different types of magical beings. However, there are some of us who have an innate talent of being able to harness the magic within us. Your grandmother is a very strong mage in her own right, but even her mother was stronger. While there are others who are, say, like your friend, Chiara. I've only seen her a few times now, but I can tell the scales that she has around her face and her body. It tells me that there is more to her than just a simple halfling. She has...
That is not my story to tell.
I know it's not, but I can tell that she is more draconic than what she brings off. She gets her power from that. However, we get our power from our Fey heritage. Your grandmother was a very, very strong elf in her prime, and her grandmother and her mother were even stronger. They were even around before the spells plague happened. Which means... it means that they knew how to harness magic a lot better than even we do. That's why they call us sorcerers. Or witches. Our magic doesn't come from the archdevils, even. We may worship them in some capacity, but our magic doesn't come from them.
I seem to recall the dream that Violet had of where Asmodeus specifically said that our magic came from her. I'm gonna bring that up with her.
Okay. So you bring that up, you tell the story of your dream. She is very wrong. We are no warlocks. We are sorcerers. Our magic is innate. Our magic comes from the Fey chaos of the Feywilds and of prior to even the spell plague. We're not like most magical beings. We're born like this, not given it. I think one day you will be able to best even things and creatures and even archdevils like Asmodeus.
She's just gonna kind of give a small smile at that and then ask, and I assume the raven motif is because of your maiden name?
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
It was passed down by my mother, from her mother, and so on and so forth.
Yep. I won't lie, I suspected. However, I had a spat with my friend.
I heard about it. You need to... How do I put this? Mr. Whitewood has been through a lot in his life.
Oh, no, I'm not...
No, wait. He has been through a lot in his life, as have you. As have all of us. We never expected this sort of situation to have happen, but it doesn't mean his struggles are any less. I feel that his backstory has more connections with yours than what you think. He could prove useful to be a good friend, as ally for you. As even Caleb can be.
Ma, is there something that you're not telling me? And she's just gonna kind of give like a playful smirk.
Roll me insight. And while you do that, I have to let my cat in.
Let the,
the cat.
yes, let the Athena in, yes.
Fatty.
Owen
Who doesn't
Owen
love
did
the
not,
Athena?
Owen did not get emergency promoted in the middle of the war
13.
for to be called Mr. Whitewood.
I seem to recall Neraina getting your name wrong, but your title correct like the very first time she met you, surprisingly enough. So
With a 13, your mother has a bright smile on her face, much mirrored to your own. You can see where you get a lot of your charm from is definitely from your mother. As you look upon your mother's face, you can see that she has definitely aged in the past few years. However, she still is delicate in some capacity. You can't read her face. However, you do get that feeling that she knows more than what she is letting on.
All right. All right, mother dearest, I will play your game. But I wasn't actually referring to Owen. You made that very clear last night about, well, basically everything. I was actually referring to Tanwin.
Oh, the Pixie
Mm-hmm.
that you have with you?
Yes.
To be honest, I haven't had much experience with pixies. Even when I had more involvement with the Coven, I didn't have much involvement with them. They were more of Kaname's deal. Can't say I don't know much about him.
Let me ask you this, Mom. When Tanwin has a problem, I guess is the best way to put it. The first time I met him, I recall he mentioned being chased around by a shadow creature, and it randomly pops up and it freaks him the heck out. However, I only ever recall seeing it once. I've never seen it again. And in addition to that, he at one point was forced into the body of a raven. Does any of that ring a bell to you? Because I sure as hell don't know what that could be.
I'm sorry, I have no idea. It sounds to me like forced polymorph.
That's what I was thinking.
As in a curse placed upon him, but without being able to do proper research, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. To be honest, I never had much dealings with Kaname directly. She pretty much, well, she allowed our family to live as it was an agreement upon our very, very long ago great grandmother.
Well, forced polymorph does make sense. I mean, he hasn't been forced into that body in a while. So...
Now, on the topic of you saying a shadow creature appearing, I can't say I've ever heard of it either. Usually shadows mean ghosts. Things that haunt a person. But without, again, more information from Tanwin directly, I can't do much research into it.
He did mention feeling cold this morning and that he could see, his breath, you know, like when you're standing out in the cold and you breathe out.
Could have been a
but-
figment of his imagination, or it could have been a ghost. Who knows what this place holds? Or if he still has a lingering curse on him. Clearly, it's been partially broken because he is no longer a crow. He is, in fact, a humanoid of some kind.
Yep.
Unless that's the illusion, and he, in fact, is the ghost. But again, I'd have to do research on that.
Violet's just gonna kind of look at her with a raised eyebrow, just like, eh?
You never know what the archdevils could do.
I'll give you that one. I could always, bring him back up here.
Yes, you could. Your father and I have already had breakfast this morning, so we'll be here for the foreseeable future.
I would hope so. I don't want you guys going back to that damn house.
We don't plan on it. Victoria has offered refuge here for a while until we can head to Il Satora and be with the rest of the refugees.
Alright. Even then, I would still be careful there. Like, at this point, I would hardly trust anybody.
Learn from us, Violet, please, that you can put trust into your friends. Hold them close. You seem to have a very trustworthy group around you, even though some of them hold secrets.
Which are theirs to hold, and far be it from me to ask them for anything.
Exactly.
Alright. Well, I got what I needed to know.
Okay.
And, I will drag the Pixie back up here as soon as I am able to.
Of course. Please make sure to rest yourself.
Gods know I need it.
You do. She'll hug you one last time and kind of kiss you just on the head. Please stay safe.
That's the plan. She will turn around and give her dad a hug as well.
He'll give you a tight hug, and you feel him slip something in your pocket.
She won't make much of a reaction, but she will kind of look up at him.
He'll kiss your head and then turn you around and kind of move you towards the door.
Okay, Dad, I get it.
He'll kind of whisper in your ear, just to get you started. I feel bad that I can't help you. However, I think this will come in handy.
She will nod, open the door, and step into the hallway.
He'll close the door behind you as you head out.
And now she's gonna check what's inside her pocket.
As you put your hand into your pocket, you feel a very similar or familiar handle of a small sized revolver.
She'll take her hand out of her pocket and then head downstairs.
Okay, you start to head downstairs. However, the rest of the group, minus one or two hunters, that is. Chiara, you had headed down earlier. Sitting down at the table here, grabbing several chairs around you. Sitting down, getting orders of a variety of different drinks, making sure everyone had orange juice, everyone had a cup of coffee, and a glass of water. You wait for your friends to come join you. A little after you sit down, you see Victoria and Liam come in. They kind of greet you and then sit down in a separate table. And after a while, you hear the low murmur of your group heading down the stairs. After a while, you see them all kind of pop up at the front, at right where the doors are. Chiara,
Yeah,
your
I'm
turn.
here. So Chiara's in the banquet. She's probably
Yep,
She already-
you've gotten water, coffee, and orange juice for everyone.
yeah. Has she already made her order as well for food?
Yes. And you've ordered like a small cup of fruit for everyone to kind of start off.
Mm-hmm. Does she see the others yet?
Yes, you would see them all coming up to the door and you would hear them.
Chiara will wave over to them to come and sit.
You would all see her waving. So that's Tanwin, Neraina, Caro, Silric, Caleb, and Vi.
Neraina will kind of tug at Silric's hand to follow her and go sit with Chiara.
Okay, so you head over, taking a seat next to each other.
Yeah, she'll kind of start eating the fruit and perusing the menu. And after she gets some of the fruit in her stomach, may I roll a 1d20 to see what her magical flask is today?
Yes, you may.
Just because she wants to get this over with. It's an 11.
An 11. Okay.
Yeah, she'll eat some of the fruit and then kind of look morosely at her magical flask and go, well, no time like the present, and take a swig to see what it is for the day.
It has not changed from yesterday. It is a daiquiri.
What?
There'll be an interesting look on Neraina's face, and she'll go, maybe there are gods after all. And caps it and goes back to eating her fruit.
You should eat your food more before you take a swig of that.
I ate some
can-
fruit before, Chiara. And I'm not drinking anymore until I get something more solid in my stomach. I promise. I just wanted to get that over with. So if I knew whether to be disappointed or not.
Disappointed.
Also, I couldn't find the rest of you guys' rooms, so I'm sorry if I didn't get you guys the wake up call for equality.
Trust me,
I
the
think
lack
everyone-
thereof is appreciated.
Chiara, I heard that you, woke everyone up. Vi says
tried
next to
to.
you.
I try. It's good to start the day off with it. Plus, I was hoping to check up with all of you guys. Besides, it's also the fact that everyone will enjoy breakfast. Breakfast is important.
Chiara, for future reference, maybe let the people wake up of their own accord.
Maybe not at 8 a.m. in the morning?
Also, it's early, yeah.
Not all of
I
us
don't
are
get
early
that.
birds.
And to be fair, Chiara, we kind of had a rough day yesterday. I don't know
I
about the
know.
rest of you, but I can use a day to just not do anything, not have anything too stressful.
Like a lazy day?
I literally just, yes, like I just want to eat, maybe chat with you all for a little bit, and then probably just go back to bed or something. I haven't decided yet.
I mean, if you're gonna eat then sleep, that's fine. But you still need to get some food in your system. Besides, Owen should be most likely the one to do this.
Also, Chiara, fair warning, you knocking on our door, if looks at Silric and kind of grins, I'm pretty sure if he'd been closer to the door, you might have wound up with a sword in your face. He doesn't react well to loud knocking.
No, I don't.
It's also the first it was opening
just
the
a
door,
fair
now it's
warning.
about knocking. How am I
Well,
supposed to be the first
if
to
you had
door?
just walked in, yeah, you probably would have wound up with either a sword in your face or my dagger in your face, because I don't react well to people just walking in. Fair warning for everyone at the table. So knocking was preferable, but still.
Plus, my good-looking body is only for Neraina's eyes.
Bright red, just
Really? In front of my in front of my fruit?
Neraina looks about ready to crawl under the table.
Long distance high five from across the table.
He does a
High
high
five.
five back.
I've required the Tanjiro phase.
After a few minutes pass, Violet, you head towards the downstairs area and you hear a bunch of laughing from downstairs as Caro says, high five. And you see him and Silric do a high five from across the table.
And Neraina's bright red and just
Chiara's just
She'll-
looking he just looks at Silric like she wants to just bonk him. She's just wanting to eat her fruit in peace.
I think Violet's gonna walk in and kind of say, "You guys having a party without me? How rude."
Oh, we were
Not-
saving the best part for when you got here.
Good. Could fucking use going to a party right about now. I need to let loose.
Neraina looks at her flask, and goes, "It's still daiquiri, but I'd recommend getting some food in your stomach first."
I'm not in the mood for booze right now. I need coffee.
Yeah, fair enough.
I ordered coffee, don't worry. And some juice. And also fruit.
Appreciate it.
She says She says as she's nomming on some fruit.
Okay. From here, we head back upstairs. Owen, now that you're finally awake, you close the door as Chiara leaves you upstairs. What do you choose to do?
Owen would take some time to just kind of freshen up and not look like he spent all night reading a diary.
Okay.
Like, change off the lab coat for one that
Is not covered in blood and
gasoline and all
yeah. Maybe head down the floor and take a shower.
that. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I was gonna say, does this mean that Owen's now stinky?
We've already established that he was, yes.
He is de-stinking.
Becoming unstink.
We've already established that he smells like fuel.
Gasoline.
Yeah.
Just putting it out.
Although I'm curious to see if Chiara would have noticed that when she was at the door.
She's trying. I would believe she would just be trying to be nice and not mention the BO and instead
Roll
take
me a retroactive perception check.
Retroactive?
Yes. In
Just
other
roll-
words,
just roll a perception check.
You just roll it.
Perception. That's that. Yep, she definitely.
he
Does that work?
smells and looks like he has been put through the ringer. His clothes were covered in blood still. He still had a kind of patchworked patch on his shoulder where Violet had attacked him. He smells as if he has worked in a car shop, and he smelled so badly of BO that it was bad. He smelled like a teenager's room.
Oh,
Brutal.
that's. I think she
Really
was trying to
that
be.
bad? Really that bad?
You had not
Yes,
taken a
it's that-
shower in a hot minute.
Zeta, it smells so bad like that. But yeah, I think she would have been more trying to be nice to Owen, trying to not mention the smell. So that's why she just mentioned just the the bags under his eyes.
So yeah, Owen's freshening up.
So, Owen, you head to the showers, changing out your clothes. Do you head back up to your room, or do you head downstairs to meet up with the rest of the group?
I think I'll go downstairs and meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay. You head down the stairs. The rest of you, you order your meals, you sit together and kind of eat. Tan, when you move off of the chair and kind of sit in like the center area like you usually do, nomming on some cinnamon rolls and bread that's been brought out for the group of you. Each of you getting a nice plate of eggs, some toast, various sausage meats, a very nice spread of pretty much everything you can imagine. As you head down the stairs, Owen, there we go. As you head down the stairs, you start to smell the aromas from the food, and you start to hear the light talking of your friends as they pass around the various plates of food to start serving the entire group together.
I've been attacked by a cat.
As you head towards the door, you see your group sitting and eating at the table.
I sit down to join them.
Good morning, Owen.
Morning.
Morning.
He's already showered, right?
Yes. Yeah, we established this.
Yes.
I'm just checking so I can
as-
say.
Chiara, as he passes by and kind of sits down next to you, you can tell he's taken a shower.
His hair is probably still wet.
Hey, you distinct. No
Yeah.
longer so.
Chiara!
To give her credit,
Filter.
Neraina, we all kind of stink. Let's be honest.
Oh, that.
No, his stink was way worse. It smelled like a teenager's room, and that smells a lot worse.
Violet was
I wouldn't
choking
know.
back the urge to spit out her coffee.
Chiara's just gonna eat her food like she said nothing wrong.
Neraina is gonna look at Chiara and then turn to Silric and go, "So I have no experience with that. Can you confirm that this is a thing?"
He kind of looks as he finishes the sip of his coffee. How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I
grew up in a castle. Mine is living with you in my teenage years. Did I ever smell?
I didn't spend that much time in your room, if I remember correctly, so how would I know?
I don't think I smelled.
I can confirm though, that smell is not limited to teenagers. I have been with some people that just
Caleb then kind of rubs his nose.
No,
you did,
love, you are not.
You did live out in a forest around the witches of the Coven for a while.
Oh, you think I stayed there for like every night, Caleb?
I don't know, but I happen to know that provocation.
Provocation?
No, the word when you have a bunch of sex all the time.
Provocative.
Thank you.
Promiscuity, maybe.
Promiscuity.
When you have a lot of that going on, that has a certain stench to it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I like to point out that she is saying this all while she's just casually sipping on coffee.
Fornication! That's the word!
Oh,
I wasn't gonna say it, but okay.
I can't tell if this is in character or out
It
of
is
character.
Caleb is 100% saying this.
Oh
my god.
Simon's shaking
I
his
think
head.
when he shouts fornication, there's just gonna be a jump. Like, love, you don't have to scream it. The entire club doesn't need to know that you're figuring out the word that means having a lot of sex.
There's not many people here besides us. If you haven't noticed, from my understanding, Silos has closed down Euphoria for a bit.
And thank the gods for that.
Exactly.
I think at this point Neraina is bright red and then just kind of looks at Silver, grabs his arm and sniffs his shirt and goes, "Yeah, no, you need a shower."
We all do.
smell perfectly fine, and I put on a fresh shower or a fresh shirt before coming down here.
Dang, now I have
just
to
kind
have
of
a
looks at
routine.
him and goes, "Consider this payback for what you just said earlier."
He just raises his hands and continues eating.
We will be talking about that later.
Violet is gonna pipe up. Okay, before I forget, Tanwin, are you willing to come back upstairs with me so that we can go back to my parents? My mom would actually like to have a chat with you.
What for?
Well, do you remember when we had a conversation regarding this, and she's gonna like flash her pin a little bit? I got some information about it. But I also mentioned you having certain problems that have been related to the time you spent with Kaname, and she might be able to provide you with at least some information.
Okay then.
Caleb just kind of looks at the two of you. I can go with you guys. I'm finished with breakfast.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind having you there.
Tanwin, you good?
I have a few questions to ask Karrokhan before we leave.
Muted.
What's up?
Yeah, on the subject of Koname, since he's looked to be going that direction, do you know places where I can find some information on her? I need absolutely everything I can find. Information on her, information, weaknesses, information on things she's done, history.
Congratulations, you've just volunteered yourself for the Archfey Research Division. You're coming to the Sealy Court with me.
Okay.
As Karrokhan says that, Tanwin is going to have a kind of taken aback, confused look at the level of presentation. Remember, he's a sprite. He doesn't live in the modern world. He's not certain what kind of humor that is.
You're getting dragged to the Sealy Court. Congratulations, we're doing research.
Tanwin,
Okay.
Tanwin, you know what the Sealy Court is. You also happen to remember that Caro is related to Titania herself. In other words, yes, in other words, there is a huge connection of you being offered to, well, recruited to go and ask the Sealy Court for information.
Going right for the big guns, hey, Karo?
Well, we need to get this shit show underway as fast as possible, and I have a personal project I'd like to do some research on anyway, so may as well.
Yep,
Like
killing
our
two
interests
birds with one
align.
stone.
Let's not kill any birds. Not yet.
I think that's just a saying. It's not actually killing birds. At least I hope so.
Tiara, I know.
If a bird needs killing, it'll die. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's not have it be this bird, and she will point at Tanwin.
And Tanwin will roll his eyes.
You guys continue breakfast in peace. After a while, the group of you just sit down and talk when Violet and Caleb excuse themselves. And Tanwin, the three of you head back upstairs to have a conversation with Violet's mother. However, after this short break, we will head back upstairs to have a little fun time with Jonathan and Valerie. So, 15-minute break, everyone.
Let's go.
Yay!
Let's go.
Peace.
Woo!
Woohoo!
I can
Holy
quickly go
I
make
hear
myself
Jonathan
a...
quickly closes the game I was playing in the background.
Yeah. You can play for another 15 minutes. We're
Yeah, well,
taking
too
our.
late for that now.
Oh, what game?
I
What game were
will
you
take a
playing? I'm
break,
curious.
'cause
I legit had Subnautica.
Nice.
Subnautica.
That's
Damn!
I
a
wasn't
good
doing
one.
anything, so...
Fair enough. But
Fair
yeah.
enough. I just found to be honest, when I was trying to pick a room, I actually wasn't looking at what room was in which in Nessie's stream. I was looking at my own one from the Roll20, so I took a gamble, and I lost the gamble. I took the wrong room.
I did the math, but to be fair, I am very bad at math.
Life is a game of
It was a
chess. I don't know how to
calculated
play.
guess, but man, am I bad
But-
at math.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you, JH.
Oh, Luca, don't forget Armor of Racism.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, we can worry about that later. I'll be right back.
Just a question because I kind of about the Sealy Court thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to check with like because I'm trying to remember the thing about Rye's background of it. Is he a part?
He was involved in the Accords. I don't know how directly he's involved with the Sealy Court specifically.
Hmm.
I think it can be assumed that he's had some interaction with them.
Because this
I
man
mean, he
has
has to have interacted with Titania because Titania is a signer of the Accords.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go quickly get my meal and I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll always come back.
Oh, Zeta, Violet might be asking you how to shoot a revolver.
Okay, I didn't have my headphones on, but I heard my name. What did you say?
Violet's probably gonna be asking Owen how to shoot a revolver at some point.
Good to know. I'm gonna take my headphones off again. I am pacing up and down my room to stay awake.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is one of the ink cartridges from the pens that I usually use as faux cigarettes. These are much more accurate. These are way too big.
Yeah. I mean, I could use, if I were to, I'd probably use this.
Yeah, maybe don't.
I don't have prop cigarettes, I apologize.
This is an ink insert.
It looks like a prop cigarette.
This goes in here. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a beer.
Go do that.
Oh. I must absolutely get a proper desk chair. This is nice.
Oh, cool, you're back. I was gonna ask you, where are you planning on going?
To whom are you referring?
You.
Oh,
Oh.
well, for today at least, or at least this quote unquote day.
I mean, when you're planning on leaving, where were you planning on going?
I don't know yet.
Welcome to the research division.
I'm bringing Silric with. But
That's fine.
Caro might want to mention that to her, but maybe not today, considering she's a little bit like.
So we're getting
Gremlin
dragged to the Sealy
noises.
Court, and then when we're done doing research there, we're going to Il Satora. So
Oh, good. Good. We need to pay a visit there.
destinations.
Okay, well, Carl can mention that at another point to, yeah, well, maybe when we get
Maybe
back,
you
even,
should-
before Neraina
you
drags
should
Silric
also-
off for a conversation.
Maybe you should also let Havoc out to stretch his legs.
Maybe.
Yes.
Well, I'm
miss
only allowed to
Havoc.
have one at a time, and if, although I suppose, why didn't I think of this? Silric wasn't at that battle. I could have brought him out to help us. Is that how
To
that
be
works?
fair,
Is that how
I
that
didn't
works,
think
Nessie?
of it either.
Oh wait, Nessie might be
Nessie
getting...
is not present.
I'll have to ask her that just to make sure I understand how that works. But also, Havoc, technically is not alive, so he doesn't technically need to stretch his legs. But thank you for reminding me that Neraina does love the fuck out of that guy. So
Well, yeah.
I know. That's why I reminded you. Because you kind of just like left him.
well, he's always with me. He's just always a bracelet. But I was told when Silric came around, you can either have Silric or Havoc, and I chose the love interest. So
Fair enough.
Dragon, are you the one who put this
Yes.
rubber band on the dice tube?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's proving difficult to undo.
Nope. It must have
Scissors.
come like that because I did not. The only thing I did to
I am
that
not cutting this rubber band. I'm using this rubber band as a weapon.
weaponized a rubber band. No, the only thing I ever did to that was I guess sage it whenever I saged my room because it was in there, so it would get hit with it. I had nothing to do with any rubber band.
Gotcha.
Ow.
Wow.
Hey, dragon.
Ah.
Boop.
Tell me you're neurodivergent without telling me you're neurodivergent.
Hey, Luca.
Oh
Hey,
no,
Luca.
what?
Hey, Luca.
What?
Scritch, scritch,
What?
scritch, 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 scritch.
Asshole.
Boop, 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 boop.
No.
Hug.
Yeah.
Are we all crazy?
Yes.
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 Okay, I'm going to end up rewatching Freerun soon.
I am excited to watch it. If you're this excited about it, sounds like it might be good.
Oh my god, I fucking need to catch up on freaking Vox Machina so I can watch season 2.
You can watch
we
season
ever?
2 without... Oh, season... anime. Not the original campaign.
I was gonna say that would take quite a while. I mean, I
Oh,
knew
wait,
what
did
you
we
meant.
never
finish
was
season one?
Several hundred hours.
Yes. No, I knew that you meant the
Basically,
anime, or at least I assumed you did, because, well,
I
again,
did.
campaigns are long AF.
Campaigns are a mess.
You need to throw us a message so we can continue that, Luca.
Eh?
Sorry, what?
Oh, we
Luca,
at one
Nessie,
point
and I
were...
were watching Vox Machina season 1.
Ah.
Was I there for that?
No, this is just a personal thing. Let's see here.
We didn't
Okay,
actually
what do
get
we
to the
got
final
here?
episodes of Vox Machina, and as you can guess, I'm very hyped to see Luca watch that.
Okay, campaign 1. Yeah. Oh my god, why doesn't it tell me how many hours are on a playlist? Derp.
Let's see. Critical Role Campaign 1. Total runtime of Campaign 1 is about 447 hours.
Wow, that is a not insignificant quantity percentage of the year.
There is 127.
They're the literal 10th of the of your waking life in a year.
And you also have to bear in mind that is about halfway through the campaign when they started streaming it.
Wow.
Campaign 1 is long.
Hmm. Oh, that's right. They were already fully established as a party.
Mm-hmm. They started out at they started the streams when they were level 7 or 9 or something like that. And they always start at level 1.
Wow.
So you gotta
Wow.
think these guys are playing D&D with each other for a while.
Every Thursday for about 4 hours at a time. And like they said, they're nerdy-ass voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, got Matt Mercer. You've got the biggest voices in voice acting all on one table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Mercer alone is fucking legendary.
Then you have who is it that voice acts Pike?
Huh?
Who is the voice actor for Pike? The player
Oh,
for Pike.
Ashley Johnson?
Yeah, that was Ashley
Yeah,
Johnson.
her.
Yeah.
He's also incredibly prolific.
And also, Travis Bellingham.
Yep.
Travis Willingham, yeah, and Laura
Yes.
Bailey. They're all really good.
Yeah, they're
And
all
really prolific.
really prolific voice actors.
Yeah.
Several of my childhood
Again,
shows.
I posted a thing today in media where, have you seen?
I saw that. I
Yeah.
did not
Media
listen
shows.
to it or
German
anything, but
orologists.
Legitimately, I could not pull off that type of German accent reliably because it's actually not that easy to do it on purpose. But they absolutely can.
Horology. I love the
also,
fact
again-
that it's actually just called horology.
Yeah, just the mannerisms.
That's from
are
the
on
Latin root.
point.
In French, we still call watches and clocks horloge because that's the actual original root. So while the word for it changed when English happened, the name of the science didn't.
Right, how do you spell that? Because it's French. Yeah, well, I mean, the German word for clock is just
Ew.
Ur.
Uhr.
Ur. Did I
You
say
don't
it
need
right?
to roll the R. It's just
Uhr.
Uhr.
So
Ur.
French is the one that rolls the
It's
R,
kind
not
of like
German.
a rushed UA, just Uhr,
Ur.
Whoa.
like that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's not
Too many Spanish lessons where not all R's are rolled, but it kind of becomes a thing.
So a double
The
R.
romance man.
Not gonna
Yeah,
lie, the
double
way
R.
you say "or" it sounds like it sounds like a video game character trying to just when they get hit, like "or."
the Minecraft hurt noise. Ooh.
I didn't know that Minecraft Steam was German.
This is canon.
Ooh.
This is canon. Minecraft.
I have it on my soundboard.
Heck yeah.
I haven't looked at what's on my soundboard for a long time.
Yeah, just it is kind of fun just comparing different languages where sometimes, your language has an incredibly short word for something that is really long in English, and sometimes it's the other way around.
Also, here's a fun fact for you. In French, we call our watches montre, which is also literally the same word for show. So we call a watch a thing that shows.
Perfect timing. How about that?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I am also back.
Actually, Nessie, I had
Pretty
a
good
quick
timing.
question for you.
Okay.
Nessie, I had a quick question for you before we get because someone brought up that I should let Havoc out for a stretch of his legs, and I was like, well, he's not real. That previous battle, since Silric wasn't there, would I have been able to bring Havoc out if I had remembered it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. That is all.
Yep.
You would have been able to use your subclass for once.
I mean,
Hey. Some
Hey,
things
we're having fun.
happen. Yes. So, back up to the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, you had fallen back to sleep, groaning as one does when they are severely hungover. You had turned over, and after a while, you feel a hand start to shake you.
Jonathan cracks one eye open.
You see Valerie, disheveled, hair disheveled at least, wiping her face off with her other hand, groaning, "Jonathan, wake up. We overslept severely."
Mm-hmm. I know.
If you know, why are we still in bed?
Do we have something pressing to be doing?
Like getting
now?
something to eat? We drank a shit ton last night without eating.
I'm sort of mulling it over. I guess. Sort of rolls out of bed.
Oh. Jonathan, as you get up, the room spins a little.
He expected.
Valerie kind of rubs her face and sits up. How much did we drink last night?
I didn't exactly keep track of your alcohol consumption.
Did you keep track of yours?
3 drinks.
I feel like we had more than 3, but...
You don't need more than 3 if they're strong enough.
Yep, and dwarven alcohol is definitely stronger than most. She gets up out of bed and follows you out the door. As you open up the door, same time, you see Christian stumbling out of his room around the corner. Ian trying to stop him. Christian, don't run. You're gonna end up tripping over your own 2 feet, like earlier. Christian whips his head around and looks Ian directly in the face. I am fine. My head's not spinning. I've had water for the morning. I am okay. You do not have to treat me like you are my mother. At this moment, you hear voices coming up the stairs. Rounding the corner on the other side of you, Jonathan, is Violet, Caleb, and Tanwin.
Mm-hmm. Morning.
Morning. A
Good
question. Do
morning.
I perceive the state of exhaustion, otherwise dishevelment that the hunters find themselves in?
Roll me a perception check.
So no.
No. They seem like their normal selves. Jonathan standoffish like he usually is. You see Christian kind of wave towards you, as Valerie just kind of gives you a head nod, and so does Ian, as the 4 of them head down the stairs. The 3 of you left upstairs, you head towards the door where your parents are. And Violet, do you knock?
Yes.
You knock on the door and you hear your mother's voice yell, "Come in!"
She will open the door.
You open the door and you are greeted with your father lounging on the bed and your mother still sitting at the chair, just talking to him from the chair.
I am back and I bring friends with me.
Ah, yes. I guess I can help you all now. I was expecting a little bit later, but it's fine.
Do you believe we can return later if it's more convenient?
No. I'm happy to see my daughter at any time, as well as her friends.
Mom.
Appreciate the afterthought.
Caleb, close the door behind you as you all settle in to have your lovely conversation. So, back down the stairs. The 4 hunters, you head fully down to the bottom floor. And as you reach the bottom, the 4 of you hear slight talking from inside the food area, which is over here. Do the group of you head in?
I mean, yes, that is kind of why we went down here, so...
Yeah. So the 4 of you head in, and you see your friends sitting and finishing up their food.
Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Christian
Did
just
you guys
kind of
sleep
stands there as the other 2 walk off. Jonathan doesn't answer you, but Christian looks at
I
you,
didn't even hear a
Neraina.
question.
Yes,
Oh.
she asked you how was your sleep?
Long.
That's good. That's good. I guess.
Christian just kind of shakes his head. He says good morning to the group of you and then heads over and sits down over at this table. Ian just kind of shaking his head at the group and joining to sit with the rest of you. After a while, Christian kind of pulls his chair over and sits with you, Jonathan and Valerie.
The cool guys club over here.
More like 2 people and the 3rd wheel.
Mm-hmm.
One way to see it, I suppose.
Couple that everyone ships in the 3rd wheel.
Chiara's going to speak first and says, are you 2 having a fight?
Ian pipes up. Who's
Are
fighting
you
whom?
2 fighting?
Me and whom?
You and Christian?
No. Why would it be pertinent to know if we're fighting?
Well, he didn't come to join us. He went to sit there, and you're sitting with us. And now he's sitting with those 2.
They're a team. I am a head commander who has my own team here in the States. I just happen to be bunking with Christian. Because
So you
Valerie
are-
kicked him out.
Oh my.
I think you're perceiving this wrong, Chiara.
Is there any way to be able to know, or is it that she know It's very clear that it might be perceiving wrong.
You can roll me insight.
Inside would be inside 5.
10.
Then
Uh, your knowledge on the Hunter Society is very slim. You don't have a lot of knowledge on the Hunter Society. And Ian seems to be telling the truth.
okay. Would you like a cinnamon roll?
Yes, please.
She's going to hand him over a cinnamon roll and then just drink some juice. Because she has finished her breakfast.
You watch him start to scarf it down. He is hungry. Jonathan, after a while, someone comes and takes your order for your food. And after a while, Valerie starts to sip on her cup of coffee, shaking her head. So, what's our next plans?
Are you seriously asking me that right after I woke up?
I'll give you 5 more minutes then.
I need more than 5 minutes, but at least it'll be something.
With being thoroughly quieted after being told at least 5 more minutes.
Yeah, literally pressing a snooze on the planning phase.
We head back up to the other group. Violet, as you take a seat kind of in front of your mother, Caleb kind of taking a seat next to you, and Tanwin, you taking your usual spot. Your mother is there to ask whatever questions you have.
Well, I think an introduction is in order first. Mom, Dad, this is Tanwin. He has been my traveling companion for the better half of this year.
It's a pleasure to
Yeah.
finally get to meet you.
Yes. Oh, Violet informed me you have questions to ask. Could help me.
Well, my daughter has informed me that you are in an interesting predicament. That you are seeing things and acting odd, as well as you at one time were not a, well, as much as my daughter calls you a pixie, you are clearly a sprite.
Like you know your biology?
Well, I am a fae myself. I am elven. And I was born in the Feywilds, so.
Interesting. Yes. Honestly, I don't even know what to call the situation I'm in. Frankly, I barely even know what is or isn't the case at this point. We've been through quite a lot of things over the past year. Frankly, I don't even know what I am in right now.
Maybe start from the beginning, if I may ask.
Right. So, I come from a line of druids. We are messengers for the Fae, delivering messages for the court, Sealy Court. Give a brief overview. My family was captured in their home by Queen Economy. I was deceived and forced into an assassination contract, which I then egged on when I discovered the seed upon which it was formed. To try and rescue my family from Economy, that failed spectacularly, and I got trapped in Raven form for an unknown amount of time, frankly. I was basically on the verge of being hunted down and killed by whatever monstrosity Economy sent after me to let me further, until your daughter, Violet, showed up, and somehow there's that pendant she carries was able to partially lift the curse. Later on, after that, I got in contact with a fate who bound us by familiar contract. That is the most. All the information here I'm fairly certain of. Since then, I frankly have no idea what has happened to the contract, and I'm uncertain how I could still be in my Sprite form, then I'm uncertain what is keeping me in this form if the contract is not keeping their economy at bay. So
Well,
that's
if
the rundown.
the curse has been broken, it would mean you would return back to your original form.
Yes, but I have no specific instance, or I have no knowledge of any specific instance of the curse being broken. Whatever it was about Violet, whether it be that heirloom focus that helped, it was always only temporary. The curse was still in place, just kept at bay. Same thing with the familiar contract. That was only keeping the curse at bay. The familiar contract was broken, and somehow the curse was. Or is it? I don't know. I've been able to find absolutely no information.
Unfortunately, my knowledge is limited to a point. You watch your mother think for a second, and then she heads over to her bag that's laying next to the bed, and she rifles through it and picks up a book and starts to flip through it real fast. Curses, 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 curses. So, my basic knowledge of curses is, as I said, limited. However, curses cannot be kept at bay unless they're divine in some capacity or demonic / fiendish in some capacity.
Curses or the method
as in curses themselves. Like,
Okay.
anyone can necessarily bind anyone. Binding spells are common, and curses are very similar to binding spells. However, typically curses have a, for lack of a better word, a solution connected to them. So, if the parameters of the curse or the binding spell is lifted, then it's back to the original form, that whatever the originality of the curse or spell, that's what would happen. You would go back to your original form. These things cannot be given like a temporary release. An agreement can. So, for example, like with a warlock, you can get a, for lack of a better word, a temporary leave of absence from your contract from, say, whoever you have your contract with. Curses are a little bit different. They're either broken or they're kept true. Either your curse was to keep you in your form, and that was the curse, or as I was discussing with Violet earlier, this ghost-like figure that you keep seeing is your curse.
Would that be compatible with would a ghost being a curse, would that be compatible with essentially waxing and waning curse-like effects? When I first met Violet, for some reason, every time I touched the heirloom, I would shift from Sprite back to Raven or Raven back to Sprite. When you say curses cannot be kept at bay, it still is incompatible with a regular curse. Plus, we're dealing with new magic.
I wouldn't say new magic. I would just say that this doesn't seem like something Kaname could do necessarily. Or you were cursed by her to be kept in your form as a crow, and then the curse was broken when you made a binding contract. That's possible of what could be going on here. But you are no longer cursed. This entity that is following you is something totally different.
I suspected as much.
Could be a haunt from your past, or really anything.
That one, I suppose.
I'm sorry I can't be more help.
Right. Thank you.
Are there any other questions you may have for me?
Do you have any useful information on Kaname or anything involving her?
Unfortunately,
I'd love to hear it.
my dealings with Kaname are limited, as I told Violet. I really wasn't that high up.
about her dealings with the rest of the Coven, perhaps rumors or else. And mundane information can be very powerful in the right hands.
Rumor is Kaname likes to torture people.
That's more than a rumor, I can tell you that.
Any of her enemies that are found, she will throw them into, say, a gladiator-style arena and have them fight each other if you are caught. She enjoys the sport as well as people around her enjoy it.
Monsters keep company of monsters.
I'd be very careful going into her lands if that's what you choose to do. If you are caught, well, we all know what happens.
I've been caught once before. It is not happening again. Alright. Oh. I don't think we have anything more to discuss.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, Crow, Tanwin will start getting ready to leave.
Okay. Violet, do you have anything else to discuss with your mother?
Trying to think. I'm not sure. I guess I could ask if anybody in the family was known to be a curse breaker, and maybe that could have had something to do with it.
I think Axo crashed is what happened.
So
He had to
rebooted.
restart his piece. He had to
Yeah.
reboot, yeah.
Your mother kind of looks at you. I don't believe I know. When we get back, your grandmother, she would know.
Well, all the more reason for us to get her back.
I agree. So, you all, the three of you, head out. Where do you guys head to?
I think Violet's gonna look at Caleb and ask him, well, the only thing that I really need to do is talk to Owen, potentially. Or even Jonathan. Though I don't think talking to Jonathan would be a good idea. At least not now.
I'd say let's just try it. They're all downstairs.
I mean, we don't have to do it immediately unless there was something that you wanted to do.
Get more food?
How are you still hungry?
How do you think I keep this figure?
She's just gonna like look him up and down and just be like, all right.
Oh, let's fucking goo.
So he leads the group of you downstairs. All of you finish up eating, drinking the next few cups of coffee. After a while, you see Violet, Tanwin, and Caleb rejoin the room. Caleb just kind of stands over here. Violet, where do you head off to? And Tanwin. Violet, you do see Jonathan, Christian, and Valerie eating over at another table.
I don't think I necessarily want to disturb them because I remember from last night they were drinking, and I don't know how well they take hangovers.
I want to make a joke, but I can't.
At this point,
Make it.
Jonathan, you are finishing up your breakfast.
Owen's on his like fourth cup of coffee.
I guess she could just like walk up to the table and
Which table?
the one that's directly in front of her.
Okay.
This one.
You walk up to them. You see everyone is finishing their cups of coffee. They have just kind of
And
settled
juice.
in to relax for a
Yeah.
bit.
Welcome back, Violet.
Thanks.
Then
Welcome
Tanwin.
back.
I would think, is Tanwin nearby? Did he
Oh.
come to the table too?
Near you, yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you kindly.
Staying here.
Okay. You stand on the back of like Ian or on Ian's shoulder.
I have wings. I am hovering.
Okay.
But it would be funny if you stood on his shoulder.
Yeah, but I don't think Ian would appreciate that.
On the shoulders of giants and all that.
He just swats you like a fly. He thinking it's just a fly. He swats him.
Whack.
I guess the question is, what do
Whack.
we do now? And she'll say it loud enough so Jonathan can hear it and respond as he pleases. But
I actually have a probably have no place to ask, but I actually do need to ask Owen a favor. Later, though, after you finished your coffee.
He also needs a nap.
I would be happy to oblige.
Chiara is going to look at Owen. Okay, but afterwards you got a nap, my dude.
How many cups of coffee have you had, Owen?
4.
You should be fine then.
Neraina's gonna. Is Neraina's not sitting right next to Chiara. Never mind then.
I mean, the amount of caffeine and 4 cups of coffee, you should be good. Just pass out later.
That's a lot of caffeine, but I'm sure we've all
Hey,
drunk
it's-
that much at
Passing
some
out
point.
later is the plan.
I
Hey,
am
I
told
think-
not to have. I was told by Ryan never to have coffee again. She says as
Probably
she's drinking her juice.
Looks at Chiara, raises an eyebrow, and goes, "Don't take this the wrong way, but I can kind of see why he might have said that."
Yeah.
Eh,
I.e. waking us up at 8 a.m. in the morning.
she's just
Isn't it-
she's just an early bird.
No, it's fine. I can see why Rye might have said something. It's not a bad thing, per se.
I'm used to getting up early.
Shares a look with Silric.
But you were asking like what you guys are gonna be and what we were gonna be doing. I have actually plans to do stuff later with a friend.
All right,
Well,
just stay safe.
I know
Mm.
today at least Silric and I could use a day off.
We're
After
napping.
that,
No
we're
one is
napping, so-
stopping us.
Hey, y'all take as many naps as you want. I don't particularly care. And she's gonna flash a smirk at Neraina.
Neraina's gonna give her a puzzled look and then go, just kind of silently mouth something, and then just subside and kind of pout, just not sure what to do with that.
Yeah, just a audible chuckle.
JH, what the fuck are you doing? Honk honk.
Wait, what
We have we have JH the clown, we have Zeta the napkin knobber. What's next?
I'm probably gonna end up doing something.
Anywho's.
So with the medieval sword.
I don't have a medieval sword. I have a katana. Fuck off.
Okay. Now
Technically is medieval.
I'm about to eat you, Tony.
Why?
I've
Violet.
got my trigger finger ready.
Violet.
Anyway.
You had a question for Owen.
I would prefer to ask him that question in a bit more of a private setting.
Okay.
So,
I finish
what
up
are we all
my,
taking?
I-
Are we all
Yeah.
taking a break today then? Convene later and
I-
try and decide what happens next.
I think we all deserve it. After everything we went through, I think most of us need a nap. Some of us just need a time to relax, and some of us just need some place to have fun.
Yeah. Oh shit! Before I forget, Silric. I think I remember telling you this, but I have armor for you that I found when we went to go see my parents.
Yeah, you did. I believe you left it with Victoria. Victoria's shown it to me. It fits pretty well. I may swap it out soon.
All right.
Out of character, would Neraina have been there, or am I at leave to be giving him a puzzled, or is she at leave to be giving him a puzzled look like, when the fuck
You
did
were
do
not
that?
there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Neraina's like, when the hell? Never mind. If it fits, it fits.
I'm surprised that it fits. Actually, I don't know why the fuck that was in my parents' fucking closet.
Who the fuck knows?
Mama was an elf. I'm not gonna question it.
Hmm?
But yeah, it worked
Was?
perfectly fine.
Shush.
I
I
would love
am
to see
tired.
it later. I'm curious now.
Huh?
Jonathan. Valerie looks over at you as you take another sip of your cup of coffee. I think before we discuss anything, you also need a nap.
You just woke me up from my nap.
Because you needed to eat. However, looking at you in actual light, you look like you're on death's door. You look worse than Christian, and that's saying something.
Oh.
Eh.
Oof.
Oof. Big oof, my dude.
Takes another sip of water.
Except it's probably not water for Jonathan.
Probably coffee or orange juice.
Actually, it might be water because, well, he did intend to go back to sleep, so coffee would be kind of counterproductive, wouldn't it?
You watch
Here,
it as Christian thinks for a second, and then he turns to Valerie. Hey, that's rude. Jonathan, Valerie's being mean to me again.
What do you expect me to do about it? Technically, she's no longer in the chain of command, is she?
He just looks dumbfounded.
I can order you to man up if it makes you feel better.
Neraina goes for the flask and takes a sip.
Valerie almost spits out her
Okay.
drink.
Okay, good morning, I think.
Anybody else surprised that Jonathan has a bite?
No,
No.
actually. No, not.
No.
You
Okay.
don't get to be high ranking like he is without something like that, I would assume.
Yeah, but true. I wouldn't expect it out of him.
Valerie just kind of peers around Jonathan. You know, at one time, well, I was the same rank as them, and they're both the same rank. I think Ian is the only one who's above us. And
oh
he's
no, this is nothing.
and he's only like what, 2 ranks above us?
As if that isn't a lot.
Isn't. They all start melding together at some point. Anyways, the group of you relax. After a while, you all disperse to kind of relax for the rest of the evening, well, afternoon, and into the evening. Violet, you pull Owen to the side before the rest of as the rest of the group heads up to either take showers or relax or do minor research throughout the evening.
So, what was this favor you wanted to ask of me?
She's gonna kind of shift a little on her feet. Well, I was thinking about it for at least a little bit, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'd have no fucking idea how useful my magic is going to be when we're going against more powerful people, and far be it from me to lose my only other method of defense. And she's gonna gesture to her knife. So I was hoping that you would teach me to shoot a gun.
I believe I can do that.
Thank you. I owe you one. Again.
Yes, perhaps. You wouldn't happen to know how to read Infernal, would you?
Unfortunately, I do not. I didn't learn Infernal while I was in the Coven. I learned Vampire.
Never mind then.
Why? What do you need translated?
It's not important.
Violet, roll me a history check.
Sure. Oh my god, my history. Nine.
You may not know Infernal, however, there are other people who you are connected with who might. You know your father has a lot of dealings with fighting and possibly hunting witch covens, as well as your mother was in the Coven of Lust for a long time, as well as her mother was.
Well, I may not be able to read it. However, I'm willing to bet that my mom or my dad could read it.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to talk to your father. I have been meaning to do that.
Sure, I can bring you up there whenever.
Well, given that I doubt, despite Euphoria's many excellent facilities, I doubt they have a firing range. I guess it would make sense to do that first.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay. So the two of you go to possibly do some research and finding possibly a public firing range. The day continues on, you all relax, and this is where we're going to end today's session. I know everyone is tired. A lot of people have been doing stuff this past week. It's been kind of a busy week for all of us. I hope everyone enjoyed today's session. It was a quiet one. It was a fun one. Lots of relaxation, a lot of fun talks. However, starting next session, you guys will start going towards the directions of where you want to do your various research, as well as possible training you may want to pursue. Or, just remember you do have an Artificer in your group, and she will of course have time to start whipping up some interesting things for you guys.
I'm gonna order myself a tank.
Yeah, that's definite what you can do.
Not your machine gun.
An anti-material rifle would work too, I suppose.
No,
But
I
no, those
said
spikes ain't laser.
no. I said
one,
I-
two.
no.
I swear, Neraina is going to
No
get her
divers.
hands on Jonathan's gun or Owen's guns at some point and
Shin.
and do the thing. Just
Do
Are we
it.
allowed
because.
a super
The thing.
destroyer?
No.
Please.
Bad. No.
I want my orbital precision strike.
No.
Wow.
My
Get
ears.
ultra bonked.
My poor ears, my poor listeners' ears. However, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Remember, we will be here tomorrow, finally, for Baldur's Gate 3, where we enter Act
About
3.
time.
No, we
Finally!
We're
already
already in Act 3. We just haven't done anything.
But
yet.
I'm saying we're finally going to get into it and start working to it. I'm so happy. Like, fucking hell, there is so much to do for Baldur's Gate 3. And then on Tuesday, we'll be down for another community day, enjoying whatever we decide to do, whether it is more Stardew Valley, or maybe or finishing the rest of my other Baldur's 3 campaign, and or playing some more Dead Island. We will figure that out as it comes. Again, have a wonderful day, guys. Remember to stay safe, stay hydrated, and we will be back here at the same time on Saturday for the next session of House Sanguinis. Again, everyone have a fantastic day, and bye-bye!
Bye.
Rawr, rawr, rawr.
Rawr. Okay.
I will head Betty Buys before I collapse.
Go to sleep.
Go sleep.
Go bed.